Okay, LBHT crew. The draft has come and gone. The Panthers have made their picks, and we are here to discuss, go over the picks, and give you our overall grade. But first, if you're new here, do us a favor and take a minute to hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you don't miss any of our new content. So, how do you want to do this? We want to go through all the picks?
Yeah, we'll just go through. Starting at pick 8, the Panthers took Jaycee Horn, the corner out of South Carolina. Not a fan of this pick.
Wait. We're listing all the names.
No. We're not going to do that this time.
Okay, you want to go one? Okay.
There's 11 players. We're just going through.
All right. Okay, so yeah.
At pick 8, Jaycee Horn, corner out of South Carolina. Don't like it. A lot of people had him as the top corner in the draft and say he has a lot more upside than a guy like Patrick Surtain. But that's not why I don't like the pick. I don't care about that. I don't like it because they were picking between Justin Fields and Rashawn Slater, and they took door number 3 and got the zonk. All right?
Yeah.
You had a chance to get a franchise quarterback in Justin Fields. The guy I believe is the second best quarterback in this draft. You passed on that because Sam Darnold, right? Okay. I think that's a bad idea. But if you are dedicated to Sam Darnold, you believe in Sam Darnold, you think that a new coaching staff and a new environment will turn Sam Darnold around, and he was the number 3 overall pick, and he's got all this potential, whatever, fine. But then you need to draft a left tackle. Because if you pass on the left tackle, then what you're saying is that we're not actually committed to Sam Darnold. That's just the thing that we said, so we didn't have to take Justin Fields.
Yeah. Also, look, I understand he's on your team and you root for him. Like, every fan base does this. Ravens fans do this. Every fan base does this. When a player's on your team, you start looking at all the positives and you think nothing but positive things and, best case scenario. But the fact is, Sam Darnold isn't really that good. He's not a good quarterback. And this is now the 3rd year in a row that you downgraded quarterbacks. You went from Cam to Bridgewater to Darnold. All right. And
second year they've downgraded.
Second year, I'm sorry.
Just calm it down.
Okay, yeah. But you get my point. You go from Cam to Bridgewater to Darnold. Darnold's not upgrade over Bridgewater. And okay, you might hope for the best. You can say he was in a bad situation. He's not a better prospect at this point than Justin Fields. I'm sorry, he's just not. So you have to be able to recognize when you need to upgrade. Now, maybe it's one of those things where they're holding out hope for Deshaun Watson, so they just don't want to invest a whole lot in the quarterback. But man, if that's what they're waiting on, man, that's still a bad move. So no matter how you look at it, this front office has already shown you early on that they make bad decisions.
Yeah, because like I said, even if you're passing a quarterback, you have to take the left tackle there.
Yeah, and also Jaycee Horn, I think is going to be an excellent player. I think he's going to be an excellent player, but it's one of those things. The Ravens did it last year with Patrick Queen. I think he's a good player, but it was a bad pick. I think it's the same thing with Jaycee Horn, and you did it higher in the draft. I think he's going to be an excellent player, but it was a bad pick for you guys.
Yeah, they had a very good corner in James Bradbury, who they decided not to pay. They let him walk, and just to use a top 10 pick to replace him. So moving on from that, they in the second round they traded down a couple times, and they ended up taking Terrace Marshall, the wide receiver out of LSU, because Joe Brady, I guess. This pick, I don't have a huge problem with this pick. I mean, personally, I was not high on Terrace Marshall. And then, of course, you have the talk about his knee, and maybe he doesn't have a long time in the NFL. But, I don't personally know if that's true. And I just didn't see what other people saw in him. But the pick is fine in and of itself. My thing, again, here is if you were going to go corner and wide receiver if you're going to go corner and wide receiver in rounds 1 and 2, then take Devontae Smith in round 1 and get your corner in round 2. Corner is a position that you've kind of already addressed this offseason. You've got Dante Jackson. You drafted Troy Pride last year. You signed A.J. Bouye and Rashawn Melvin this year. Go ahead and get another corner in the second round to add to that group and get the elite prospect at wide receiver in Devontae Smith.
No, I agree.
yeah, so I don't hate that pick, but I don't like it.
Yeah, and I was a little bit higher on Marshall than you were, so I like it, especially the second round. I didn't think he was going to drop that far, and yeah. So I mean, just on the surface, Jaycee Horn and Terrace Marshall are good picks, but like you said, compared to what you could have gotten and should have gotten,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's Fields and Tevin Jenkins or Devontae Smith and then go corner in the second, like there are better options out there, but the player themselves are fine. I like Terrace Marshall.
Yeah. Moving on to the third round, they traded up a few spots and drafted Brady Christensen, the left tackle out of BYU. Not really a fan of this pick either. I really don't think that he's athletic enough to be a left tackle in the NFL. But I mean, that could go either way. He could turn out to be fine, and they need help along the O line. Regardless, I just wish that they had invested a higher pick in the O line into a player who appears to be more ready to play. I really don't think Brady Christensen is going to make it. Honestly,
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. They passed on a lot of tackles, man. They
yeah,
passed on a lot of tackles, and I don't know if it's well. No, I know I don't think they really believe that much in Brady Christensen. I don't think they believe in anybody the way they traded back.
yeah.
Right? I think they're just like, hey, we got the one guy that we like, and we'll just trade down and acquire picks, and maybe some of these guys stick. Christensen, for sure, I don't think they really think highly of him, and I don't think highly of him either. Right? Like you said, he's not athletic. Maybe he works out. You need him to work out, but I don't feel good about that pick.
No. Their next pick in the third round was Tommy Tremble, the tight end out of Notre Dame. The tight end who's not a receiver. Again, that's just going to be. I don't like it. In the third round, if you're drafting a tight end, they have to be a difference maker on the offense, right? Like they have to be a contributor to the offense. And I'm not talking about being a glorified fullback. I mean, if you want that guy, re-sign Alex Arma, who you let
Yeah.
go to New Orleans.
No, I hear you. I don't hate the pick because I think he will be a good blocker for you, and you're gonna need some blockers. and but yeah, you're right though. If you want to go tight end, but like who else would have been there? I guess.
Amari Rogers was there, Wyatt Davis, the guard, another guard, Kendrick Green, Trey Sermon, a couple wide receivers went. Ben Cleveland went. Robert Hainsey, the tackle out of Notre Dame, went. Quinn Meinerz.
Oh,
Uh,
Miners would have been a good one. I like
a
Miners.
few corners went right around the end of that round as well. So yeah, they passed on several O linemen. They passed on, a running back. I mean, they took a running back in the next round,
Yeah.
but they passed on several O linemen there.
See, the thing is, okay, let's say you do like Christensen. At that point in the draft, though, you're not 100% sure, and why not get more linemen? Because there's some guys that you named there. I wouldn't mind picking up. Get some more O linemen just to see. Like like I said, when you trade back and you want to get more picks and you want to increase your chances of getting a good player, get the players at the places at the positions that you need.
Mm-hmm.
You need help on that O line. Get multiple picks at O line to increase your chances of getting somebody that will stick.
And see, and the whole thing with a blocking tight end, if you want a tight end who can block, draft an offensive lineman
Yeah,
and tell him you're lining up a tight end.
yeah.
Like okay, I mean Tremble is pretty athletic and everybody likes that he's I don't want to say he's a meathead, but he's kind of out there. Oh, I'm going to be the most violent guy on the field. I mean, all right, man. Like whatever.
Everybody says that until they meet other violent people.
Well, you know what I want you to be? I want you to be the most skilled guy on the field. How about that?
Yeah.
How about you be that? So yeah, I did not like I didn't like the Tommy Tremble pick at all. On to the fourth round, Chuba Hubbard, the running back out of OK State. I think this is a good pick. I don't want to take running backs too high. Obviously, there's value late at running back. And I think he's a very talented player, and they can get him in there with Christian McCaffrey. And now McCaffrey doesn't have to play 95% of the snaps and get all the carries and all the catches. So, I mean, I like Chuba Hubbard in the fourth round there.
I agree. Good pick. Good player.
So On to the fifth round, they took two players in the fifth. Daviyon Nixon, the defensive tackle out of Iowa, and Keith Taylor, a defensive back out of Washington. Um, Taylor, I think, is just going to be kind of a depth player, which, I mean, to be honest, they need. The secondary has to be remade, right? In Carolina, they kind of tore that down to the studs, right? Daviyon Nixon, he's a guy who kind of looks like he has. I hate saying potential because potential is not really a real thing, but he has that kind of upside feel to him. Like he's an athletic guy, and you can see him towards the end of his career. He was starting to kind of put things together and become a force. So I think that he'll add some depth at defensive tackle. They lost Kawan Short, they cut Zach Kerr. And so he can slide in there and get into the rotation pretty early on. And then hopefully he develops into a starter sooner rather than later.
Yeah. So, at this point in the draft, it's whatever. All right. You get some guys that, maybe they stick, maybe they don't, but, they're late picks. So you take a flyer on them.
They had 4 more picks, 3 sixth and a 7th. In the 6th, they got Shee Smith and Thomas Fletcher. Smith, the wide receiver out of South Carolina, Fletcher, a center out of Alabama. And then in the 7th round, they got Phil Hoskins, a D tackle out of Kentucky. Those picks, I think, are just, again, kind of dart throws, right? Like Smith is he's a fairly talented guy. He had a nice career at South Carolina, but, not anything that would make you believe you're going to get too much out of him on the next level. But again, you draft him, you bring him in, you give him a chance to compete, and hopefully, hopefully something happens there, right? And I think the same thing with Fletcher. You're bringing him in, he's hoping that he can be a backup lineman for you, and the same thing with Hoskins. Some more depth on that D line. The other 6th round pick that they got is one pick that I really like, on day 3, and that was Deonte Brown out of Alabama.
Yeah.
Deonte, we did a video about the Ravens. We talked about Ben Cleveland and how he is a massive person. Deonte Brown is even bigger. Okay? And
yes, he's huge.
He didn't give up a sack in college. He fell, there was some off-field issues with him. He had been suspended at one point from Alabama for breaking team rules, and apparently he had some weight issues. And, he had some trouble controlling his weight in college. But man, listen, he is a massive, massive, massive human being. Right?
He is. And, like you said, he doesn't like the word potential. I don't mind using it. I think there's a lot of potential there, a lot of upside with that guy. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a discipline thing with him. Is he going to be able to keep his weight under control? Is he going to be a disciplined player on the field? But if he's able to do those things, yeah, he's huge. He's huge. And like B said, not giving up a sack in college, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So that's a potential to be a starter on your interior O-line right there. And you got him late. So yeah, good pickup for you guys.
Yeah, and the knock on him is that he can't really move well. He's not a guy that's going to get out in space. He's kind of, you put him on the field and that's where he's sitting.
Right.
But at that size and with that kind of strength, you kind of should just be able to put him there and say, hey, this is your lane and nobody's getting by you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the hope anyway.
Yeah.
So that's the Panthers draft this year. Obviously, if you've been paying attention, I was not super high on it.
Yeah. So let me go first this time.
Okay.
All right. I'll go first. You went first in the last video. I'll go first in this one. All right. So overall, this I'm going to give it a C, man. I'm going to give it a C. You have some players that I like, but man, you got players that you should not have gotten. All right. We just talked about Deonte Brown. I like Deonte Brown. That's one that you needed. Brady Christensen, maybe he turns out to be good, maybe not. Like you never know with these old linemen, right?
Yeah.
Just because we don't like him doesn't mean he's not going to work out. So I'm not going to slam him for that pick because you need a tackle. But I think they should have gone a tackle higher than that if they really wanted to commit to tackle or get another one at least. Now Deonte Brown, I think is he's not tackle, he's a guard, but it's good that they picked him up.
Yeah, it's fine because they need guards and a center too.
Yes. So that's fine. I'm not mad at those later picks. That's fine. Jaycee Horn, like Jaycee Horn as a player, like I said, I think he's going to be an excellent corner. And you guys do need corner help, so it was a position of need. I like Terrace Marshall, again, a position of need for the future because you're probably not going to bring back Robbie Anderson. So, yeah, Terrace Marshall, I think, is going to be able to go in there and fill that spot. So, not bad players, but you didn't need a corner. You needed a quarterback. You know, or let me say it differently. You needed a corner. You needed a quarterback more. All right, yeah. I'm not gonna say you didn't need a corner. You didn't need a corner. You needed a quarterback more. You needed some wide receiver depth and a wide receiver for the future. You needed a tackle more.
They're set at right tackle.
Okay, left tackle. Okay.
They haven't worked out a long-term deal yet, but I think they'll do that. But they desperately need a left tackle. They need a right guard, a center, and a left guard. So maybe you should have invested some higher picks there.
Yeah. So you got some good players. So I'm not going to kill the draft, but not the right players. So overall, I give it a C. All right.
So overall, I'd give it a C minus. They got some good players, like you said, but they had too many missed opportunities. You can't pass on a corner or pass on a quarterback, a franchise quarterback for a corner. And you can't pass on a franchise left tackle if you believe in the quarterback that you have. So that really kind of started it off on a down note, and I just don't think they really recovered for me.
Yeah. Well, all right. Those are our grades. Not high, but still passing technically. So, and again, these are just our opinions. The season hasn't started yet. Anything can happen. Sam Darnold could play great. Pat Eiflin and Cam Irving could play great, and there's no issue there. Interior O-line, be sitting there over there shaking his head saying no. But maybe this organization has the answers, and look, like I said, I have all the faith in the world in Jaycee Horn. I don't think there's any problems there, or with Terrace Marshall. So I don't think there's gonna be issues with their play. But there's a lot of holes I see on that O-line that are concerning, and that quarterback position. I'm concerned about that as well. But it's only May, and we'll see how it goes. And look, if you made it this far, if you made it to the end of the video, and you like what you see, you like the content, and you want support, thank you. We're going to give you three ways that you can support this channel. Right above me, you got patreon.com/LBHT show. All right. We got 2 tiers. Let me see if I can get this right this time. $3 tier and $10 tier. The $3 tier and $10 tier, both tiers, will get you access to our overtime show, which we do every Wednesday after our live stream, which is at 7 p.m. Make sure you check it out. Lots of fun. You can join the live stream, participate. We even send out a stream link for you guys to come and just hang out with us and chat with us. Lots of good times. Also, you get to enter our Pick'ems League that we're going to start at the beginning of the NFL season. And if you sign up for the $10 tier, you get to do the Pick'ems League, and we're going to do a fantasy football league. Now, for the Pick'ems League, the winner is going to be presented with a trophy. The Fantasy Football League, the winner is going to be presented with a championship belt. So lots of fun. We got some stuff on the line there. And it should be entertaining. Mm-hmm. Also, for the $10 tier, for a limited time, you get one of these nice shiny coins here. These are our founders coins. They are limited to 20. We've already sold more than half of them. So they're going fast, and once they're gone, they're gone. And we'll be giving something else out for the $10 tier once they're gone. But you want one of those. All right. So that's one way to support. Another way, right above B, right there. That's our Cash App. $LBHT show. Right. We also use that as our super chat. We are not super chat enabled right now. So if you leave a donation, also leave a comment in there, and we'll read it on air when we go live on Wednesdays. All right. And right below us, that's where you can get some merch, some sweet merch. Right. You like that? You like the beanie that B has over there? Okay. Go to lbhtshow.com/shop. We have all kinds of stuff on there, man. You know, it's getting warm out there, so we got tanks, we got t-shirts, we got shorts. Go take a look at it, see if there's something that you like, and everything that you spend goes right back into the show. So thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and we will see you next time. Peace out.